What's up? How you doing, everybody? Max, are you with us?
I'm with you, man. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited to
good.
be here.
You're coming in loud and clear. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. Just getting caffeine. I have a long day today, so it's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of presentations, and I got my coffee ready to go. First coffee of the day.
It's the Q4 grind, man.
Yeah, it's every day.
Yeah, dude. Well, thanks for joining us today. So, for everybody out there in the land, appreciate you guys for joining another Coffee with Michael this week. Today, we're talking about TikTok ads with Max Finn. So, most of you probably have heard of Max if you've been in the digital marketing space for any length of time. But Max, why don't you give us kind of a 30-second intro for anybody out there that doesn't know who you are? Now, my audience, they're usually pretty acquainted with the names in the e-com space. But for those that don't know you, can you give us kind of that 30-second intro as to who
Yeah.
you are and why we should listen to you?
Sure. So I've been in this space for about a decade now. Started my first company when I was still in college, did the venture-backed route on the startup side, got into e-com, direct response advertising, Facebook advertising. Shortly after that, started my first e-com store, Startup Drugs, way early in the day in POD. Started an agency with Kevin Harrington, his son Brian, my partner Jeremy, Quantum Media, that we ran for about 2.5 years, worked with big brands like 3M and Sam's Club, dozens of product companies, ran Facebook, Google, all kinds of stuff. Started Unicorn about 3 years ago. Jeremy and I, boutique agency, premium. We work with a lot of fast growing D2C brands in the $25 to $100 million a year range. Brands like Onnit, Goalie, Neurogum. We work with ClickFunnels, Posh Peanut, No BS Skincare. So just a lot of really big consumer brands. And, been mainly focused on Facebook for a very long time. Got banned by Facebook about 6-7 months ago. And for the last year have been dabbling in TikTok. 6-7 months ago, started going really hard into TikTok. And it's been an amazing platform. We've been getting great results. And it feels very similar to me how Facebook felt in the early days when I was on, in terms of all the KPIs I'm seeing, how the platform's maturing and stuff I'm sure we'll talk about during our chat today. But really excited to be here. Excited for your audience, the ShineOn community. It's like such a massive opportunity for them, given the demo there, the brands we're seeing working there. Like, this is just an awesome channel. So I'm really excited to talk more about it with everyone in the community.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on today. Also, I want to add that you have kind of a preeminent position in ad leaks. Every time I log into ad leaks, one of your kind of courses or lectures, whatever, is like usually right there front and center. And I actually thought for a while you were a co-founder of ad leaks. Am I off base there? Are you just a contributor?
Yeah, so Tim and I are just really good friends. We actually own a mastermind together. So we launched Founders Mastermind last year that Eric's a part of. But yes, on that. So Tim and Sean, they own Ad Leaks. I've just been, a friend and I've helped out for a long time and helped provide content for a few years. So yeah, I have no stake in Ad Leaks, but I highly recommend it. It's a great group. I love it.
So the other thing you mentioned was you got banned by Facebook. Now, I actually remember when you made the video on your cell phone where you were walking around outside talking about how you had been restricted. And it came right after you had been, I don't know what you would say, bringing attention to some of the more negative impacts of iOS 14. Are you saying you never got your ad account back after that?
Yeah, I never got it back. So I'm still, listen, I could, I know enough people and stuff, but like if I really, really wanted to, make some calls, push some buttons, I could probably get back. But I'm actually super happy I'm not on anymore. Like it's actually been really healthy for me to not be in the Facebook ad world, and it's allowed me to just like do other things. Plus we have, buyers on our team that are, they still do all that stuff. So it's not like it really changed our business. It's more so just for me, I was like, I like messing around with it. I like still dabbling in it. But now all that goes into TikTok and other channels.
You still kind of need it in your arsenal, but
yeah,
I'm hearing what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I didn't know you didn't get it back because I actually have had similar problems myself. So anyway, as of many, many other people at this point. All right. So today, Max is going to take us deep with TikTok ads. So first, if all you guys are here and you appreciate Max coming on today, give him some love in the comments below. Let's drop some hearts and some hand claps and whatever you got for Max here. Like the post, and whatever questions you have related to TikTok, I want you to drop them in the comments now, because as we kind of move through the interview here, I'll try to keep my eye on the comments, and any good relevant questions, I'll try to pitch those over to Max so he can give us kind of his best swing at them. But as all of you guys know, we like to kick these things off with a little digital marketer's toast, the thing that makes everything better, makes the world go round, keeps us all safe, keeps our CPMs low, brings those purchases in. If you're ready, raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, and flasks, and join me now for the digital marketer's toast. Here's to more conversions, more cash, cheap CPMs, and lower CACs, to higher CTRs, much higher CVRs, to enable ad accounts and big bank accounts, upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sales, and to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also your email flows. Are you ready? Drink. Cheers everybody. That is how we kick things off around here. Little dopamine kick that rings around the world, right? Gets everybody's brain juiced up and ready to rock and roll.
I love it, man. That's great.
You're getting a lot of love here in the comments.
I appreciate that. So
appreciate it, nice. Everybody. Thank you. All right, let's get into this. So, dude, I have a question kind of like right off the bat.
Let's do it.
And that is, will like the print on demand jewelry stuff even work on TikTok? I come to TikTok with a lot of kind of preconceived notions about what it is and what it might be. And granted, I've not spent a ton of time on there, but one of the first things that kind of pops up in my mind is like, will this even work? Print on demand jewelry, are the demographics there? That kind of thing. So what do you think?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I'm just going to give everyone a little heads up. So I got a 1-year-old going down for a nap in the background. So if you hear white noise machine and my wife and baby, that's the life of being.
Dude, we are kid friendly around here.
So it's a great question, right? It's a very good question. It's a question I get a lot. And, frankly, with it's similar to the questions I got with Facebook, right? Back in the day, the early days of Facebook, I was hearing, is my audience there, right? Is my customer there? Is this going to be like the right brand, the right fit? With TikTok, I mean, you're talking about 1 billion people, right? So it's got over 1 billion people on the platform, billion monthly active users, over 3 billion downloads. It's the only non-Facebook app to have that many downloads. So you have Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, all 3 billion plus downloads. So it's a massive audience, right? Pretty much everyone's customer is there, and it's rapidly aging up, right? So now we're about 32 to 35 million targetable people over the age of 35 in the US, English speaking. So even just on the age side, it's also aging up rapidly and growing rapidly. So on our side, we're running ads effectively for a pretty wide range of offers, price points, and brands. Everything from, $20, beauty cosmetic stuff all the way up to $9.97 info product in the financial and investing kind of trading space. Software as a service, you have ClickFunnels, baby clothing, just a pretty wide range, supplements with on it. So I would say even the last thing I'll say there, just to get back to your point, your demo. So the demo of everyone here, this was a demo, I think, even before TikTok has started growing rapidly and aging up, that was there. This is kind of a bread and butter niche and set of products for TikTok, and even the earliest TikTok, that kind of jewelry market, the market that you guys are catering to, that audience are catering to, has been a very strong market there, and it's just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, well, and most of our stuff is it's gift centric, right? So it's usually like a husband for a wife, a mother or father for a daughter, a grandparent for a grandchild. Sometimes you have the friendship niche will pop off specifically around certain holidays, those kinds of things. So quick question for you. In terms of those 1 billion users, how many of those users are US, Canada, UK, kind of Western English speaking type countries? Do you have an idea?
Yeah. So it's when you go into TikTok, for example, and you're set up an ad group, right? You're in the kind of the ad set maker. That's TikTok calls ad sets, ad groups. And you're just going broad, 25 plus targeting, right? Which is something we recommend starting with. It's kind of wide open targeting. You're talking and this is English speaking US, male, female, 25 and up. We usually don't include 18 to 24. So you're missing out on another huge part of the group, but you're talking about 40 to 60 million people is usually the size of that audience. So
Wow.
that's a very large audience. And also keeping the fact that that's not including 24 and under, which it makes up probably double that. So it's a very large audience. Like I said earlier, it's aging up rapidly. Most of the growth now is happening in the 35 and up age range.
And so can you share like the kind of e-commerce products and you don't have to share like, the exact product or anything. I'm not asking that, but like
No,
give the audience kind of an idea of the successes you're seeing, right? I'm trying to create a bridge here to make this kind of real. What are some of the successes you're seeing? What are some other e-commerce products you're seeing like really pop off? And when you have an e-commerce success on TikTok, what kind of numbers are we talking about? Because on Facebook, Facebook is the king of scale. I mean, it still kind of is. What does like hitting big numbers on TikTok actually look like?
Sure. It's a great question. So in terms of products that we're successfully advertising, supplements doing very well. So I kind of have like a different client products up here. So we have, Alpha Brain and New Mood, which are two great products from Onnit. So one's a nootropic, one's a relaxation product. We have ashwagandha, which is a gummy supplement from Goli. We have NeuroGum, which is a gum mint product, again, for brain boosting. We have gadgets. So this is and then we have we've developed some good relationships early on with a lot of big affiliate networks because they want to all crack TikTok. So we have different deals with networks like GiddyUp, networks like Jumbleberry, networks like DFO,
Nice.
where we've helped them bring offers onto TikTok, and we structure things a little differently than a typical just like CPA. A lot of it's like they'll give us a loss for cash test things. So like this is one of GiddyUp's big products, Bondic, which is like liquid plastic. So this you can put like if you break like a cup, you can put this on instead of glue, and it doesn't solidify until you turn the UV light on for 4 seconds, and it solidifies. So
Oh yeah, I've seen some ads for that. Yep.
So like gadgets, like these things, giftable products work.
So basically all
really,
the drop
really well.
shipping stuff you would normally kind of they're kind of gimmicky. Those are kind of working.
Yeah. So a lot of, I would say, again, this goes back to the power of like this market of being gift products. Like impulse buying is really big on TikTok. So TikTok made me buy it was I'm sure anybody on here that's on TikTok has seen that hashtag group. It's got billions and billions and billions of views. It started out as a user created hashtag, and then TikTok kind of co-opted it like in a positive way and saw there's power behind it and amplified it. And now it's become like the big shopping hashtag. And there's organic user profiles on the app that have millions and millions of followers, and all they do every post is like 10 things you didn't know you need on Amazon. And they're doing affiliate links and stuff. And they have, some of those videos have 10, 20, 50 million views. So definitely a lot of impulse buying happening, especially in the lower price point stuff. So if you're like a sub $30, $40 price point product that's highly giftable, it's a big winner on TikTok, especially right now. Like going into Q4, this is why I wanted to get on with you guys now. It's like Facebook, and I want to be clear here. I'm not saying take all your Facebook ad budget and go to TikTok. I'm not saying take all your YouTube budget and go to TikTok. Keep advertising to Facebook. Keep advertising on YouTube. These are all incredible channels, and TikTok isn't a one-to-one competitor yet. But diversify, because there is the reach there. There's the user base there, but you don't have the massive CPM spike that's coming on Facebook, right? There'll be
we
less
all got
people
a hard
fighting.
lesson in diversifying this year, 2020, and I'd say in 2021. Yeah. 100%. So real quick, when it comes to scale, what does scale look like on TikTok? What is, if you have a product that's kind of popping off, what kind of numbers are you seeing on TikTok?
Yeah, so the beautiful thing with TikTok is because of the way that you create campaigns, it's very different than Facebook. So Facebook, when you're creating campaigns, for most people, everyone has different strategies, but most people, you're creating, a CBO campaign or ABO campaign with 6, 8 different audiences. They're each, 5, 10, 15 million. You're finding specific pockets, right? With TikTok, it's very different. TikTok, when we're launching new things, we're launching usually with one, maybe two ad groups out of the gate. And one of those ad groups is always broad. So the way their algo works, the way the machine learning works there, it is better to start broad and focus on creative and focus on just getting enough data into the ad group in the first 7 to 10 days and letting TikTok do its job. So the beauty of that, there's a downside and there's a benefit. The downside is that TikTok does require a little more time and a little more spend to kind of begin to hit, to find the right person and turn a profit. The upside to that is when it does hit, you're hitting with very, very large audiences. So you're not hitting with a 2 million or 5 million person audience, which you can saturate really quickly. You're hitting with a 30 million person or 40 million person audience. And so from a scalability standpoint, there's a lot of room in there to scale up spend to thousands, tens of thousands of dollars a day without burning it out really, really quickly. Creative can fatigue faster there, but the audience doesn't fatigue as fast, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to Snapchat, honestly. Snapchat's kind of the same way, where creative you're constantly testing new creatives, but the audience is usually good.
Exactly.
What kind of CPMs are you seeing over there?
So CPMs are interesting on TikTok because of the way their ad ranking works and the algo works. Creative is such a huge part of determining ad rankings, determining kind of like your effective CPMs. With some of our ad accounts, like for Onnit, for example, we'll launch campaigns sometimes. This is not always, but like it's random sometimes. Like we'll launch a new ad group and we'll hit like a $4 or $5 CPM on a conversion optimized campaign. On average, we're looking at, $7 to $15 is kind of the range that we're seeing on almost every product category. Okay. Not all of them. Some might be a little higher, right? It's not universally everything's like super cheap. Some might be in the 20s, but I would say a vast majority of ad groups are going to fall in that range for conversion campaigns.
Okay. And then, what kind of, I get that this is a difficult question to answer. Just try to hear the spirit of it. Like, what kind of ROAS are you seeing? And the reason I'm kind of asking that is because on the Facebook world, you get 2, 3, 4 ROAS anymore. I mean, you're kind of like, this is pretty healthy in Facebook land anymore. Whereas just 2 years ago, I mean, you could hit between 4 and 10 ROAS on a really nice winning scalable product. And I'm not saying that's completely unheard of anymore. It's just the game has just changed so much. What does that kind of look like in TikTok? I mean, it sounds like all I've heard so far is that the opportunity is just, it's massive. It sounds like CPMs are low. It's new audiences. You've got kind of there are a lot, that impulse buy kind of activity is there and present on TikTok. So, I mean, how would you answer that question about the ROAS?
Yeah. So I would say this is just a universal rule now that we have going into any traffic channel is I think that the days of hitting, 3, 4, 5x ROAS on pretty much any channel is very difficult nowadays, just because of the way consumers have changed, just the massive amount of competition, the massive amount of saturation in most markets. So our focus really becomes AOV maximization, lifetime value maximization, all that good stuff, which everyone here I'm sure is aware of, you talking all the time. We're definitely seeing campaigns and accounts where we're hitting 3, 4x ROAS. We just launched a brand new client this week, Posh Peanut. They're $100 million a year baby clothing brand that's blown up. Yeah, I know. And I mean, some of the AOVs, like we had an order like yesterday, like 2 orders for like $500 come in. So like we're some ad groups that we're launching that are 5, 6, 7x ROAS in the first few days. Now, is that going to be everyone here? No. Is that going to be standard? No. But it's definitely something that we've seen in accounts. It's definitely a possibility, especially once you pass the learning phase and stabilize your ad groups. During the initial learning phase, you're going to have volatility. You might have a day where like your CVR, your conversion rate's like 9, 10%, and a day where all of a sudden it drops to 0.5 in that learning phase. So there is a lot of volatility early on. But yeah, once you get past that and start to stabilize, consistent, high ROAS, something we're seeing. And I think especially going into Q4 now, we're going to see CPAs continue to drop, conversion rates continue to increase.
For sure.
And as long as we keep CPMs relatively stable or increasing just a little bit, I think it can be a really, really profitable channel for the next 2 to 3 months.
Dude, how old is TikTok? It's a few years old at this point, isn't it?
It's a few years old because it was Musically before.
That's
And then it got
right.
acquired, rebranded into TikTok by ByteDance. So it's owned by a much, much larger Chinese company. But I mean, it's a few years old. The ad platform itself is less than 2 years old. So they've only had an actual ad platform for 2 years.
Yeah, where I was headed with this is like, anytime there's a new platform, it almost creates like a gold rush among marketers, right? To kind of rush into it, be the first to crack it. And it really sounds like TikTok is kind of a huge opportunity just in the waiting, right? Especially if it really sounds like this might be its second Q4 with marketers on the platform. So it's going to be an incredible opportunity. Sounds like. So here's another question: like, how sophisticated is the algorithm? Right? Like, how good is it at actually learning? You said it takes a little longer, and then actually finding buyers with the ads.
Yeah, it's a great question. So it has been, far less powerful than Facebook, right? That's just, everything needs to come into there with that expectation, right? Is that like Facebook has been the player, them in Google for about a decade now. They've had a long period of time, mass amounts of data, mass amounts of spend and all these algorithms are, anything that's AI is really machine learning, and machine learning is only as good as the data set, right? So the more data you have, the more pipes you have into it, the better it gets. What I would say is that over the last few months, it's rapidly improved. Like even 6 months ago, it was still pretty, it was okay. It was like, it's hit or miss. You're kind of rolling the dice, whether it's this campaign's going to work, going broad or not, not work. We're seeing more consistency, more stability, as long as we hit those learning phase requirements in any new ad group. The cool thing is that when you look at like where these platforms are right now, in my opinion, I think everything I'm saying now is, it's a lot of it's based on data, but it's still an opinion. Everyone needs to make up their own mind on this.
Sure, man.
Facebook was, up until ATT, the most powerful, robust, advanced kind of online ad platform ever made. Had by far the most signal data, had the most robust algorithm, right? And it was also probably the most expensive. So that made sense. You're paying the premium for the best. Since ATT, it's lost signal data. They've had to aggregate event measurement. They're do all these things. So I would argue that the effectiveness has decreased while the costs have remained relatively stable. Whereas on TikTok, it might not be at Facebook's level yet, but it's moving in that direction. And the costs are still a lot lower. So if I'm looking at like where I'm placing my bets, like where am I going to start investing some time and resources? Do I want to invest in a platform that's moving this way and it's evolving, adding new features, adding new bells and whistles, adding new targeting options, investing in more advancements in their algorithm, and costs might go up to compensate that, or a platform that really has kind of hit the peak and is now being attacked by everyone's kind of going after them to make it less effective. That's a whole other thing we talk about, is like the matching on TikTok in terms of attribution is almost perfectly one-to-one. So there's a lot of other things that we're seeing with TikTok that's very interesting compared to Facebook when it comes to reporting and comes to knowing your numbers.
That's interesting.
It's very, very strange.
It kind of makes you wonder if there aren't some laws being kind of skirted a little bit. But
yeah, I have a few theories, and we can hit that real quickly. So there's two things here. So, and just for everyone listening, so what I'm talking about here is like when ATT happened with Apple, Facebook.
You're referring to iOS 14, right?
Correct.
When you keep okay.
Yeah. So app tracking transparency is like the term for what the kind of rule that Apple rolled out. So basically what it did is it allowed people to opt into being tracked. And if you don't opt into being tracked, the pixel can't identify and attribute sales back to the platform, right? So what Facebook started doing is they took aggressive measures proactively. And so they said, okay, this is going to be massive. It's going to hit us really hard. So instead of waiting for it to happen, we're going to build a solution that's going to basically make educated guesses. So it's going to, make some assumptions about what the purchases should look like based on all the KPIs, all that good stuff. And for lack of a better word, it's kind of been crap. I haven't seen anybody that's really happy with the numbers. The numbers are always way off. That's why you have to use tools like Hyros or Wicked or whatever. With TikTok, they just kind of kept it as is. They didn't change it. They're just like, we'll keep running it. And so you're not getting guesses. You're just getting the numbers. And so I think the severity of it it could have been, I think Facebook could have overreacted, and now they can't really go back because they've already made all these massive changes to the platform in terms of how they report. So that's one theory and idea behind it. The other theory is that ByteDance, which is one of the largest companies in the world, one of the largest companies in China, China is Apple's biggest growth market. And potentially, this is just a conspiracy theory here, potentially they came up with some type of solution, some type of backdoor, and told Apple, like, we're going to use this. And if you don't let us use it, we're going to cut off some access. And Tim Cook and Apple caved. Like, again, big assumption there, but it isn't unrealistic that they would let something slide with China. A bunch of US companies do that all the time.
Dude, that is super freaking interesting.
So that's a rabbit hole you can go down.
But as a marketer, especially moving into Q4, having good, accurate tracking data is in optimization data, right? Like data that the platform can actually use to optimize is going to be critical to scaling to like your potential. We basically solved the tracking problem with Facebook using UTM parameters and what have you. We've got that built into our tools now and everything, and that's on the platform. But Facebook can't use the data to optimize. It sounds like TikTok, some way, somehow, maybe some secret handshakes and some back alley somewhere, has gotten around that. So that's kind of crazy. So hey, most of our audience here, they're used to Facebook. I mean, we focused on Facebook for ages, and I would say this is the first year where we've seriously started to branch out onto other platforms. You know, we're talking Etsy, Amazon, Google Shopping, what have you. So if you could, you know, you keep mentioning that, you know, on Facebook you have campaigns and TikTok you have ad groups, I think is what you said. Can you kind of lay out maybe some of the high level structures and what some of those fundamental differences are for us real quick?
Yeah. So the shell is very similar. A lot of it's terminology, right? So in both ad platforms, you have campaigns. Both ad platforms have CBO and ABO. Underneath those, you know, TikTok calls them ad groups. Facebook calls them ad sets. They both have, Facebook has DCO, dynamic creative optimization. TikTok has ACO, automatic creative optimization. So essentially TikTok, which was a smart play on their part, they took Facebook and they just made it almost identical. So advertisers who they know are going to come over from Facebook feel very comfortable. And that's what they did. So if you log into TikTok, you're going to see like, this feels very natural to me. Everything is where I think it should be. The way you set up ad groups is almost identical. All the it's almost a clone, right? The biggest differences with how you set up and how you focus on building out campaigns on TikTok versus Facebook is almost all of the effort and testing and everything goes into the creative. That is a vast majority of whether you're going to perform well or not perform well. It's not the finding the right niche audiences or the right targeting or setting up the right campaign structure. Like the technical stuff is not nearly as important. Is your creative good? Are you creating creative that fits the platform, feels native, stands out, that people are going to click and engage with positively?
So speaking of creative, that actually perfect segue into my next question was like it's kind of apples and oranges compared to Facebook a little bit. So how difficult, well, what's another way to put this? Keep in mind that a lot of our audience, they're selling our print on demand products is a side business, right? A lot of these people, they have professions, their careers, perhaps they're stay-at-home moms, and this is like extra income for them. And so the skill stack they bring to the table is not always as refined to say a marketing agency is going to have kind of in-house. So like, what is the barrier to entry on being able to create a creative that's gonna pop and resonate with an audience on TikTok?
So this is, I think, the coolest thing about TikTok is that it does level the playing field to a degree, at least in the early phases. Maybe not at massive scale, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But like when you want to create like a YouTube ad or like a polished Facebook ad, like a lot of big brands and big agencies, they're investing in Harmon Brothers, they're investing in these huge shoots, right? So they have these like hilarious ads that are highly produced and they have all this great action and stuff. Like with TikTok, that stuff doesn't work, right? What works on TikTok is me pulling on my phone and shooting a 30-second video in 5-second clips where it's me holding the product, me giving a review of the product, me doing a quick unboxing, me doing a quick
just
demo of it.
style
It's
stuff.
it's authentic, it's real, and it's easy to pump out. You use free apps. You can use an app like InShot. You can throw some captions on it. You can even just use the TikTok app itself, throw some captions on it, throw some sounds on it. Do 3 or 4 of them, throw them in. Copy is not a big part of it. Copy, you're talking about 30 to 40 characters, 1.5 lines of text. So it's really insignificant. So it is
Wow.
a kind of, it levels the playing field in my opinion, because it doesn't matter whether you're Unilever or, Kim X sitting at home with her 2 kids with her Etsy shop, right? It's like, everyone is creating the same creative. Like it's still somebody with an iPhone shooting a real video. Like that's what's going to perform best. So it doesn't matter how big your budget is.
Sorry, man. You really think, we'd be able to take like one of our products, one of our jewelry products, just with our iPhone out, pop open the box, read the quote, show it to the camera, and that's good for the ad, something like that.
So you can shoot. Yeah, I think from a basic standpoint, getting started, stuff like that works. When you want to start, where you should be investing the resources when it comes to creative isn't the production value, it's the trends, it's the story, it's the framework, right? So if you go onto TikTok, you'll see certain styles of videos by popular creators. So like one style that's very popular on TikTok is the same person having a conversation with themselves, right? So it'll be like they'll have one outfit on and they'll be talking, and then they'll turn the other side and they'll have a different outfit on, and they're just shooting multiple clips and then putting them together. So understanding the formats and doing for ShineOn, it's like you have one of these people saying like, one thing's like, hey, what did you get mom for Christmas this year? And that person's like, I thought you got mom her gift. It's like, well, we don't have a lot of time. What should we get her? It's like, well, let's get her this really cool. I saw this thing on Amazon or Etsy or whatever it is, like this piece of jewelry. It's called XYZ. Let's try it. Like something. And again, that's a really shitty idea, but like something you get the point of like.
Yeah, like it doesn't take that much creativity to kind of level it up, it sounds like.
Exactly. And even like what works really well is like listicle type formats in video, right? So a lot of popular TikToks are like 5 websites you never knew about that can make you money. Like three cool tips for doing X, right? Yeah. Five amazing Amazon gift ideas, like things like that. So you could have somebody, when your sellers, it's like, here's 10 amazing Christmas gift ideas from mom under $50. And then it cuts through all 10 of them, showing them and stuff like, so that format works really well. So yeah, it's as long as they have the product and they can actually like unbox it, they can actually show it, they can actually try it on, then you're good to go. And you can, there's so many things you can do there, whether it's like, them snapping through stuff. It's really popular. So it shows them like trying it on, then like snapping, it's in a box, and snapping again, it's wrapped in gift paper, and then snapping again, it's under the tree, and then snapping again, mom's opening it, she's really happy. Like quick transitions, multi-scene works really, really well, and anybody can do it, right? It takes a little while. I recommend anybody on here that's considering advertising a TikTok to actually start using it personally, to understand it. It's very different than Facebook. Like you can run Facebook ads and not use Facebook and do very well. It's hard to run TikTok ads and not use the platform and understand it.
It almost sounds like it's got its own language a little bit.
It does. Yeah. It definitely
does. 2 more questions for you. And then out of respect for your time, we can kind of move towards wrapping some of this up. So what about like, you'd mentioned that some of the big TikTok people have like millions of followers. So is influencer marketing kind of an angle that is worth pursuing?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of holy grail there. You know, we have a 4-person like teamwork with our Austin office, and so like they send us like lots and lots of internal docs and like this is the best, this is everything that's working, like internal data and stuff, and that's the top recommendation if you can do it is to work with creators on the platform. So top creators who are actually working with brands that actually have influence in a specific category is doing deals directly with them. Because they obviously understand the nuances of the platform very well because they've built a very large following. So they're going to be able to shoot videos in styles and formats that hit and that resonate and that feel authentic. So that's the ideal thing is creators, working with creators.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah. If you can't do that, like there's kind of tiers, right? So there's working with creators is the big one. Then there's internally creating content that feels native. And then there's like repurposing content. It's kind of 3 buckets. And repurposing content is kind of at the bottom of that, where you're taking like an Instagram ad video and like trying to make it fit on TikTok.
Yeah. Sorry, got some stuff going on in my throat here.
No problem.
Yeah, man. So that so it sounds like, I don't know, I'm actually getting pretty pumped up here just in this conversation because I love the new platforms because if you get something that pops on a new platform, you just don't have the same level of competition to deal with that you do on Facebook. So the opportunity is massive. So here's kind of a question for you on Facebook. You know, there's a lot of emphasis placed on like your methods, your campaign methods, right? Like ABO, CBO, do you run $5 ABO campaigns with 3 ads? You know, it's like there are so many of those out there, it'll make your head spin. Would you have kind of your recommendation? So we got a bunch of people listening. There are probably people here that want to go try TikTok ads. Would you have like a recommended testing kind of format they should go to run their first TikTok ad?
Yeah, it's a great question. So this is why I actually really love TikTok. I think it's a very pure form of marketing. With Facebook, it used to be that way. It got to the point though where like so many people started focusing on hacks and technical stuff. Like you just mentioned, all the stuff you just mentioned is where people are putting all their time. Like, how many dupes do I do? What's the starting budget? And it's like focus. Like, I want people to focus on the actual ad, the actual marketing, right? Like, what is the video doing? What's the copy saying? Where are they going, right? And so that's what's cool about TikTok. It's like, you're not going to be setting up 8 ad groups. You're not going to be duping 5, 6 times. You're not going to do any of that. It's like you're starting with very, very few ad groups, 1 to 3 max. You're focusing on having a daily budget that gets at a learning phase. So having a budget that gets you to 50 conversions in the first 7 to 10 days. And then you're focusing everything else on the creative. It's all about the actual video itself and how it's put together, how it's structured, the length, the cuts, the scenes, the energy, like the close. It's a much more pure form of marketing. So you're going to have, it kind of levels the playing field. So it comes down to, and that's what the platform did for creators. It leveled the playing field because it's not a social graph, it's a content graph. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have on TikTok. Anybody can go viral at any time, whether they have 1 follower or 10 million followers. And the same thing with advertisers. Any advertiser can do very well there, whether you're a $10,000 a year new business or you're a $1 billion a year company.
Dude, it's super interesting you talk about it like this because I hadn't really thought of it before. That you're totally right that Facebook has become very hacker-ish instead of like marketer-ish. Meaning like, and you know that too, because a lot of times the guys you see doing insane numbers on Facebook, they have backgrounds in like poker and gaming and like things that are very statistical and analytical. And it's all about finding these little edges and these little angles. And like a lot of the methods, I love Tim Bird here. So no, this is in no way some kind of underhanded slight, but like, he's got like all those manual bidding methods.
Yeah, he's got so many.
he's just found these kind of angles to get above the competition, and Facebook really has lended itself to that. And you know, who knows how the scales kind of weigh out in terms of like how much a hacker can actually get an edge over a great marketer. But it sounds like TikTok is definitely more in this space where, like, if the marketing is on point, you are going to have success, right? You don't have to worry about like hacking the actual platform and whether you're doing ABO or CBO or the number of ad groups. You don't have to worry about all that. You just need to get those creatives and your marketing on point.
Exactly. That's couldn't be more accurate.
Man, that's crazy. So, okay. So you've got a masterclass coming up where you're going to be going deeper into TikTok ads. Can you share with us a little bit about what you're doing in the masterclass, what we can learn, that kind of thing?
Yeah, and let me just be super clear here too. Like I came on here because I'm just really passionate about helping other business owners. I'm passionate about testing new things, trying new things. And when I find things that I think are really big, I get excited. Like this is what I felt like when I started teaching Facebook ads back in the day. Like I was excited to teach people this stuff because it's like, this is big. This is going to help a lot of businesses. So my main goal here is like just to talk to everyone. And if it means that like, I think there's been, 110 people watching, whatever it is. If it means that like 20, 30 of you start testing TikTok ads this quarter, and you guys are able to make more money this quarter because you're on TikTok and Facebook and Google, like I'm happy. Like that's great. The masterclass I decided to do, and it's tonight.
Can I jump in real quick? I just want to back you up on that. Max, I want to be clear too that Max actually came on here just because he wanted to drop some knowledge bombs and like help us do better on TikTok, right? He saw an opportunity with our product, this kind of print on demand, ShineOn, this jewelry stuff for like in the TikTok space. And he saw that like we're sitting on you guys are sitting on a massive opportunity here, and we're right in the middle of Q4. This is a perfect time to start testing some new waters and some new platforms and to take advantage of this new space. So Max, just basically out of the goodness of his heart, wanted to come on and share all this stuff with you. But he's also got this master class that he's teaching here soon. He told me straight up, he really doesn't even want very many people on it. That's not really the point of this whole thing. He's just trying to help some businesses do a little better as we move into Q4 by maximizing the potential of their TikTok ads. So I just wanted to frame that up a little better. I didn't really set you up as we moved into this.
I appreciate it. And again, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. About a few months ago when I started doing like heavy TikTok, I really wanted to, whenever I start something new, right? And I've been looking probably for the last year, the last 6 months as well, to like find other people that are doing this well, right? It's what I do with anything new. When I get into real estate, anything new I try in life that I'm getting started at, I'm like, who's the smartest person? Who's the most successful person? Do they have a consulting program? Do they have a course? Like whatever they have, I'm going to go buy it. And I couldn't find anything. There was nothing out there. There was no courses. There was no training. There was no coaching or anything on it. So I had to just invest a lot of our money into learning and testing all this stuff. And I really didn't want to make another course. I've done multiple courses. They're a grind. It's exhausting. It's a lot of work, and they get outdated super fast. It sucks. Yeah, and you spend months making something, and then by the time you make it, put it out there, the stuff gets outdated very fast. So I was like, how do I blend these two things where I'm a new dad. Like I have a wife. Like I don't want to do all this. I want to spend time with my family, but I want to help people. So it's like, well, let me do something live. That way everything is up to the minute. So it's like, okay, I'll do a live mini course essentially, and I'll go live for a few hours. I'll do Q&A. I'll make it interactive, and I'm just going to share everything that I know, everything we've done so far on TikTok, and it'll be fun. So that's what we've been doing for the last month. We've been kind of softly, we haven't run any ads. Like this has kind of been like a soft internal, like just to our friends and people we know. Because I didn't want, like you said, the goal of this was to keep it small, so it's interactive. So it's like more higher end people on there. It's people that are like really looking to get a lot of quick information, no fat, like there's no fluff. It's like everything we're talking about, it's valuable. You need it, and then you can walk away with it. It's useful. and a lot of it's going to be focused on creative. So we talked today about like how important creative is with TikTok. And so like I have probably like 10 slides on there right now of just creative examples, like from every brand we're working with. It's like, here's the top 4 videos we're running, and we're going to walk through each one and be like, here's why this works. Here's why this works. Here's the format. Here's what you should do here. Here's how to copy and use it for you. So it's going to be fun. We're going to cover everything from getting started, set up your ad account, all the way through to scaling, and then we'll have a Q&A. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So hopefully we'll see a few of you guys there.
And will you cover some ways, like a how to make some of those creatives, like some simple ways people can use, you know?
Yeah. So we have slides on there. And again, it's going to be a mix of like, I have a large presentation, and we're going to be hopping back and forth from that into Business Center, into ad accounts, into different tools. And yeah, so we're going to walk through like, here's the places that I go to find inspiration. Here's where I get ideas. Here's how I do competitive research. Because TikTok has their own kind of version of Facebook's ad library where you can see like the best ads on the platform, all the way to like, here's the ways to source creative and here's the ways to make creative. So everything from how to get creators and influencers all the way down to how to repurpose content. So those different tiers I talked about creative, like how to do each one of those.
Yeah, that's awesome. So look, you know, we didn't get super deep in the technical side of things with TikTok. And honestly, we just couldn't. That wasn't a time constraint or anything. We've not started to even talk about TikTok in this space. So this is kind of our first touch point with it. But I mean, you didn't hold anything back. I felt like you were completely transparent the entire time. Give us here. I'm going to put up on the screen where people can go if they want to join the masterclass here. Can you share with us a little bit? When is the masterclass? How much is it? How long is it going to be? You said there's Q&A. Is it a call? Is it a chat? Can you share some more details about that?
Yeah, so it's going to be tonight at 5 Eastern. It's going to be live. It's on Zoom. So it'll be similar to this. It will be me, slides, my computer, my iPad, all that stuff. If you sign up for it, you're able to submit questions beforehand if you can't be on it live, because we have people in different countries that are just not able to make it live, so they can submit their questions beforehand. And then we have a recording of it, so everyone will get the replay, lifetime access to the whole thing. And yeah, it's going to be teaching style, kind of full course instructing style. And then we're going to open it up to a massive Q&A. And the Q&A is going to be done either people can submit beforehand or live on the thing. We'll have a Q&A option. And I'm going to go through everybody's questions. So that's why we're keeping it small, because I knew if we like try to get 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people on there, it's like, there's no way I'm going to be able to make it personalized and get everyone's questions answered. So we're keeping it, small, intimate. That way, if you're on there and you have a question, it's going to get answered. And we also price that way. So it's $297 is the price point for it.
$297.
$297 for the
3 hours, you said?
Yeah. So it'll be 3 hours of teaching and then Q&A, and then you get the replay and the recording and all that. And honestly, this is an interesting way to think about it, but it's actually become more relevant to me. It's like nowadays for me, I'd rather invest in something and pay actually more for something that's like saves me time, right? So it's this idea of like people want like these, if I'm going to spend money on something, I want like 40 hours of content. It's like, that means you got to spend 40 hours of your life going through it. And a lot of it's not going to be very useful. So for me, it's like, I want to save you all time. I'm going to give you just what you need to know. Here's the stuff that's most important. Here's what's going to help you get results. Everything else is just fluff. And that way, get you on your way, get back to your life, and get back to actually running your business.
Yeah, dude, $300 for something that may have the potential of returning 30 grand in profit over Q4 is nothing. It's almost a no-brainer in my book. And also for everybody out there listening, Kirsta and Jim, so they're resident media buyers here at ShineOn Max. They're going to be on the mastermind as well. They're not teaching or anything like that. They're going to be on as students alongside you. So we're going to be learning some of this stuff right along with you. And we're going to be implementing some of these strategies that we learn over the coming weeks, and we'll be sharing all the results with you. So Max, do you have anything else do you think is relevant or you'd like to share about the masterclass?
No, I think again, like I said, if you guys show up to masterclass, amazing. I'm excited to see everyone tonight. If not, like, I'm going to continue to put out content. I'm going to continue to share knowledge, especially on this topic. I'm getting invited to speak at now like a lot of big events about it because there's not many people out there talking about it. So there's plenty of free information I'm going to be putting out there for everybody. So no hard feelings, no worries there. I would just say in general, kind of parting words and last things to mention here. Testing and diversification is so critical when it comes to growing a business, right? If you want to actually build a successful business that lasts a long time, you need to be more than a single traffic channel company. What I'm not saying here is to move all your budget from Facebook to TikTok. What I am saying is this quarter, especially, take 5-10% of your budget you're going to put on Facebook and Google and try TikTok, try other channels, right? Not even just TikTok. Like, there's a lot of great channels out there that we should all be testing. You guys talked about Etsy ads, like Amazon, like there's, Etsy, Amazon, there's podcasts, there's direct, like there's so many channels out there. We become programmed just to think of Facebook. So that's my biggest piece of advice is diversify. And especially this quarter, give TikTok a shot. It's going to be a big one in terms of impulse buying, gift shopping. And one, I know I said final thing, but triple final thing. If you're not following the news, there's a big issue right now with supply chains around the world. So basically every CEO of every public company on the earning calls lately has been saying, hey, like, we're going to have a lot of shortages where it's taking us 3 times as long to get products. Nike's talking about it, Costco's talking about it. What that means is, like, there might be stores in certain cities this Black Friday, they don't have products on the shelves. Like Minneapolis, the Targets in there basically said, like, hey, we might not actually have anything to sell on Black Friday. So people are starting their holiday shopping now. So don't wait till the normal holiday shopping window to start advertising your gift ideas and your holiday shopping ideas. Like, start pitching, hey, get your gift shopping done, get your holiday shopping early right now, because there's going to be a lot of issues come November and December when it comes to last minute shopping.
Yeah. I mean, also, just to put it another way, you're going to have, as we get further into Q4, you're going to have a lot of people turning to e-commerce for their gifting needs. And you guys are in safe hands because we have plenty of inventory. We plan for this literally all year long. So we are not really going to be impacted by any of these, logistical issues off the coast. So no, I think that's a really good point. So, hey, Max, dude, really appreciate you coming on. If you guys out in the audience appreciated Max here, can you please drop him some love in the comments, get some heart emojis and some fire emojis. And what's your favorite emoji, Max? Do you have one?
They're all great. I typically like the unicorn one, but I know the fire one's always good. The heart one's always good.
No way, dude. We are we have fun with this.
Please.
So let's drop some unicorns below. Give Max some unicorns here. Show him some love. And Max, where can you said you're going to continue to put out content? Where can people go? Oh, by the way, everybody, don't leave just yet. I got an update right after this that a lot of you are going to want to hear, and I've seen it brought up multiple times in the comments so far. So you hang tight just a second. So Max, you mentioned a few times you're going to be putting out some content, or you're going to continue to put out content. Where can people go to kind of find you, follow you, and get that content when you put it out?
Yeah, so just at MaxFin on Instagram or at Maxwell_Fin on TikTok. I'm starting to post more stuff there. Those are 2 good channels to follow for content, for updates.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Max. Really appreciate you coming on, and good luck in the masterclass tonight.
I appreciate it. It was a pleasure. It's always great getting to chat shop with other smart people, and hopefully I see a few of these nice faces on the masterclass tonight.
Yeah, dude, it'd be great. Take care, man. Have a good one.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right, everybody. I told you I had one more update for you. Oh, I actually have 2 more updates for you. So you're going to be happy you stuck around, you faithful, loyal people. By the way, that was actually really cool. I felt like Max is a great dude. He's super open. He's super, he shared literally everything. He didn't hold anything back on any of the questions. We couldn't get super deep because we just have not gone that deep with TikTok, but he really didn't hold anything back. So I don't know if you're going to learn from anybody in the industry. Max is a guy that you can trust. He's respected in the space. He puts out some really good stuff. As I mentioned, he's got a few preeminent kind of spots inside of Ad Leaks, which is a what would you call it? It's almost like a digital marketing school, so to speak, with a bunch of different courses and things like that. And he holds some preeminent spots in there with some of his courses. And I've watched a bunch of them, and he knows his stuff. So he's worth listening to. I've listened to him. You shouldn't have any hesitancy about trusting him at all. So anyway, Max, I don't even know if you're still watching, but appreciate you coming on today. All right, so 2 more things, not just 1 more thing. So first, if you were one of the first 200 people to comment on our $100 million revenue post, keep an eye out on your IMs. You're going to have some folks from ShineOn reaching out to you and sharing a link or discount code, something like that, to the new merch store that we just launched. So you're actually going to be able to take the discount code, go into our merch store, and use it to get the swag that we've promised you. So I think we've got 5 different variations of the $100 million shirt. You're going to be able to pick out the one that you like the most, and you're going to be able to check out. Shouldn't cost anything. Shipping is covered. The cost of the shirt is covered, all on the coupon code. So keep your eye out for the IM. Somebody mentioned earlier that they got an IM from somebody and they were worried it was a scam. And it was from John Burgess. John Burgess is one of our employees here. So I just wanted to make kind of the announcement public. Make sure you keep an eye out for that. This is the plan. This is how we're going to do swag in the future. We've got a merch store now. We're just going to give away coupon codes. We think it makes it easier for everybody. Okay, update number 2. And I don't have a slide for this, unfortunately. Update number 2. You guys are going to like this. Let me go full screen here just so... that's not what I wanted. Let me go full screen here just so we're not distracted by the slide. Okay. Google Tag Manager. It's been requested for a long time. We have had it in the roadmap for a very long time. We understand the importance of getting Google Tag Manager on the the ShineOn platform so that you can break free from the tyranny of Facebook, as somebody put it. Somebody literally wrote to us earlier and they said, please save us from the tyranny of Facebook. And I think a lot of us kind of feel that, know what that means. So that is coming. In fact, we have a very talented developer in-house. His name's Cole. Cole, if you're watching, we love you, man. Great work. He is finishing up a project right now. The very next project he's going to start to work on is making Google Tag Manager, like integrating it into the ShineOn platform. So for everybody out there that's asking about the Google Tag Manager, it is coming. And one of the cool things about Google Tag Manager is it's a little bit technical. However, you can use literally any pixel you want with Google Tag Manager. You can actually go into Google Tag Manager. You can put your pixels in Google Tag Manager. You're probably gonna have to watch some YouTube videos to figure it out. It's a little bit technical. We can try to put some education on it as well. But then you're going to be able to bring that tag right into the platform, and then TikTok, Snapchat, Google, whatever it is, Pinterest, whatever it is you're wanting to do, you're going to be able to do it right on the platform. So we are super, super excited to bring you that. All right. So, and finally, appreciate everybody for joining today. That was a good one. I really appreciate Max coming on. Until next time, if you're new, if you're watching us on YouTube, first time watching us on Facebook, whatever it is, you can sign up and start selling our jewelry products at ShineOn.com. ShineOn.com. You can sign up 60 seconds. I believe it's the greatest entrepreneurial opportunity in the history of the world, and I think I can back it up. You can join our Facebook group at bit.ly/GoShineOn. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you come join the group. It's the most engaged e-commerce group on the planet. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/C/ShineOnPod. All of our Coffee with Michaels make it to YouTube. They get split up into segments, kind of like Joe Rogan clips style. So we think you will benefit from that. And then finally, follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Instagram, or at Instagram is all the cool people. I'm sorry, at ShineOn is all the cool people like to say. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a fantastic Friday and a fantastic weekend. Happy selling until I see you next time. Take care.